Weird, the Al Yankovic story, is one of my most anticipated movies of the year, and luckily, I really enjoyed it. Its goofy personality and dedication to silliness are the film's biggest strengths. Now, I don't watch trailers or research films before seeing them as to avoid any spoilers, so I thought this was going to be a pretty straightforward biopic about Al's life. And it's not. In hindsight, I don't know why I thought this was going to be a serious film. Instead, the music biopic of a parody artist becomes a parody of music biopics. The old switcheroo. Bit of context. Music biopics are a consistently popular genre. They have that sweet brand recognition that is guaranteed to pull in the artist's fans who love their music and want to learn more about them or see how they've been portrayed on screen. This isn't to say they're inherently good or bad, it's just a fact of the genre. This year, alongside Weird, we've had Pistol, Elvis, I Wanna Dance With Somebody, Blonde, technically. Consider my point. Proven. Biopics are known for embellishing the facts for dramatic effect. It's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just a thing that happens. Film and real life are very different things, and Weird accepts that and just says fuck it. I don't want to go into detail and ruin the best jokes for you, so just go watch it yourself. Now, I grew up listening to Weird Al's parody songs, often hearing the parody before the original. The White and Nerdy and Amish Paradise music videos were on constant rotation on my iPod, and whenever I hear the originals, my brain automatically goes to Weird Al's lyrics. But as I got older, I really started to appreciate Weird Al's musical ability and dedication to goofiness. His polka mashups are really great to listen to. The one he did of Hamilton is unironically fantastic. He's something of an anomaly as a parody musician who has maintained a consistent fan base and popularity, even when the artists he's parodied haven't.
He who's tired of Weird Al is tired of life.
But there is a caveat that needs to be addressed when talking about music biopics. A caveat by the name of Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, that casts a huge shadow over the genre. Walk Hard is not only a great satire, but one of my all-time favourite films. It perfectly parodies the tropes and story beats that are used as a template in music biopics. The troubled background, the moment of inspiration for a hit song, the lavish parties, the drugs, the rock bottom moment, the comeback, and ending with a big celebratory concert. Once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. And if a movie comes out post Walk Hard and does the same cliches with no irony, then it's very hard to take them seriously. The solution to this, I think, is to portray the idea of the person, depicting their personality and, in this case, sense of humour, more than a literal retelling of a life story squeezed into 2 hours. And I think Weird definitely does this. With Weird being similar to such a titan, it does bring comparisons, at least for me. And while I think Walk Hard is the better film, Weird takes a different approach by centering it on a real person and warping the truth. And does it really well. 2 films can exist in the same space. And Weird isn't entirely fictitious. Al really did write My Bologna in college and record it in a bathroom because of the acoustics, and it was played by Dr. Demento on his radio show. The Yankovic bump is a real thing as well, with records getting a significant increase of sales after Al has covered them. That being the reason Madonna is having an affair with him was a really funny expansion on reality. Evan Rachel Wood plays Madonna, and she's fantastic too. Based on the Funny or Die short of the same name, it originally starred Aaron Paul as Weird Al and Patton Oswalt as Dr. Demento, who was set to reprise his role but broke his foot before filming, so Rainn Wilson replaces him. But Oswalt does have a cameo in the bar scene in which Aaron Paul was also meant to appear, but got COVID. Daniel Radcliffe was a really great choice for Al. He seems to be constantly picking roles that challenge him and giving everything he's got to them, Weird being no exception. Apparently he was the first choice for the lead after Yankovic saw him perform the Element song on Graham Norton. Radcliffe does have a habit of going on talk shows and doing raps or novelty songs. I do wish though that he sang the songs in Weird, as it is a little distracting hearing Weird Al's vocals coming from Daniel Radcliffe.
Who my little hungry one, open up a package of my banana.
Weird was shot over 18 days, and re-recording the songs or performing them live would have been very time consuming when the songs are already there. And it's easily forgivable because this movie isn't exactly trying to immerse you in reality. There are 2 jokes in the movie that on paper I like, but I think the delivery should have been slightly different. Firstly, Dr. Demento gives Al his name.
We gotta find you a stage name. Al Yankovic. It's long, it's hard to pronounce. So I'm just gonna throw this out there. Weird Al Yankovic. I love it.
The joke being that it's a long name, but the delivery kind of undercuts it because it's said sincerely. I think there should have been a pause between Weird Al and Yankovic. The second is another Dr. Demento line, and it's a similar thing.
I think Madonna's a bad influence on you. What? No offense.
The joke is that he's saying this in front of Madonna, but I think she should have been revealed after he said it. Maybe hiding her behind Dr. Demento until he's acknowledged her.
It's not that I don't like Ed. Ed, it's not that I don't like you.
But it's kind of redundant to say if a joke worked or not, because it may have worked for you. And the fact that I'm referencing jokes from other things that have already been done is kind of like, well, why retell the joke? It's just something I wanted to make a note of. I feel like I'm being overly critical. It's really good. It's short, sweet, has good music, and it's a fitting tribute to Weird Al. And it's free, so that's fun.